Today I'm sharing how to add legs to furniture, specifically this lane cedar chest. There are all sorts of ways to add legs to furniture depending on what your furniture looks like on the bottom. This cedar chest was a little bit trickier than most pieces because I wanted to keep the base that was already on here. I could have easily taken that base off by removing these screws, and then I would have had a flat, solid bottom to attach the legs to. But I really like the look of this base, so I wanted to keep it on. When I looked at it a little bit closer though, the inside of the base sits at like a 12-degree angle. And to add to the puzzle, these wood supports that held the base onto the cedar chest would be in the way of anything I wanted to put right onto the bottom of the cedar chest. After going back and forth a little bit, we decided the easiest and best support would be to cut and add 1x6 boards to the inside of the base. And thank goodness my husband was around to help me on this one. First, we cut the boards to about 13 inches long so we could miter and bevel them on our miter saw. Then we made 12-degree bevel cuts on both sides, ripping the board to the same width that the base of the cedar chest was. We used clamps and wood to hold the wood secure to the saw while making sure that our hands were never near the saw blade. Then we made 12-degree miter cuts on both ends of the board. The last cut was to cross-cut the board in half, making 2 support pieces about 6 inches long, which is plenty of room for our legs. We replicated these cuts until we had supports for all of the corners. Then we used wood glue and 1 1/4 inch brad nails to secure the supports in each corner. I just used a cheap brad nailer that we got from Home Depot a while ago and used it with my air compressor. For the very back supports, we had to cut these other supports that were on here already just a little bit to make room for the new leg supports. These 2 very back supports didn't need the beveled edges because the support that was already there wasn't angled out like the sides of the base were. Then I busted out the secret to adding legs to any piece of furniture, these heavy-duty metal leg plates. These are the best to use and they are so simple. We drilled little pilot holes where each of the screws needed to go, and then we secured the metal plates in place with the screws that were included with the plates. You might be thinking here that we could have just attached the metal plates to the base that was already there, and we could have, but the spot where the legs screw into the leg plates sticks out about 1/4 inch, creating a gap between the bottom of the base of the cedar chest and the top of the legs. The other issue is that the legs that we're using have a big enough diameter that they would have been really close to the edge of the base of the cedar chest, making that 1/4 inch gap even more noticeable. If we used skinnier legs, the gap wouldn't have been as noticeable, so I might have just attached the leg plates to the existing base, and it probably would have been just fine. I was a little bit worried about the back supports having enough support, so we also cut out some extra wood with the jigsaw and attached them to the support just for extra support and peace of mind. These specific legs that I used don't come with the hanger bolts attached to them, so I just used a 5/16 inch drill bit to drill holes into the middle of each leg. Typically, furniture legs come with the hanger bolts already in them, so you don't have to worry about this step usually. And to be honest, I really prefer when they already have the hanger bolts in them. Then I used a pair of pliers to twist the coarse thread of the hanger bolts into the legs. And then I screwed the legs into each leg plate. Before I share what it looks like now, take a second to hit that like and subscribe button to see more helpful furniture tips in the future. So here's what it looked like before. And here's what the cedar chest looks like now with new little feet. Isn't it cute? Adding legs to furniture is one of my favorite things to do, and there are so many different styles of legs you can add to make a piece look completely different. Check back next week to see how we finish off the cedar chest.